Hey, it's your girl Rena. Welcome to my channel. If this is your first time here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Today we are going to talk about eloping because I eloped. Yes, I did. And I kind of want to go over some of the pros and cons with you on eloping and give you some ideas. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so one of the first things that you're going to do if you are deciding to elope, of course this is a conversation between you and your partner, but it's best to go ahead and set a date and then get a marriage license. You will have to check in your state. Every state is different, but if you, for example, I live in Texas and there is a 72-hour waiting period once you get your license before you can actually get married. Normally they'll tell you. So when you go get your marriage license, they will tell you, but you can just look online to see what it is, if you have to wait so many hours, or if as soon as you pick up your marriage license, you can go get married. But go ahead and get that out of the way if you're coming up on the date that you want to get married. And again, like I stated earlier, I want to go over the pros and cons of eloping, because eloping is a choice. So, and some people want to elope, but they can't because their family won't let them. But it really is a decision that you have to make for you and your fiance. Okay, so the con with eloping that I've seen, and I know people who wanted to elope but couldn't, and it's because of the family. And I know sometimes this makes it hard for a lot of people. A lot of times family is not happy when you elope because they want to be part of your special day. A lot of times people feel weddings are for the family and not for the bride and groom unless they really want one. Weddings are absolutely amazing. Don't get me wrong. They're beautiful. They're expensive. You might be able to have a wedding that's not too bad in price, but you're going to be paying some money, or your family. So if your family's going to pay the money and they want you to have this grand wedding, go for it. However, if you are paying for your wedding, which is what we did. This is my second marriage. The first marriage, my family all chipped in together and paid for everything. Yes, it was wonderful. Yes, it was beautiful. But I'm older now, and with my second marriage, I didn't want all that. So I know a lot of people with their first marriages want the wedding. Great, have one. But just be mindful that if you're paying for it yourself, you don't want to get in debt by charging a lot of stuff and then paying for it after you're married, because it really is just one day. So again, that's why I wanted to kind of give you some options. But a lot of times family won't let you elope. My family was not happy. I called a few of my family members, and my friends weren't either. I called a few of my family members probably a few days before we decided to get married. And they were like, what? Wait a minute. I don't know how I feel about this. This is, so I mean, a lot of people weren't real happy. And then some of my friends kind of found out after I was married. And I got all types of text messages, and people didn't know how to feel about, not being there. And I just told them, look, no one was there. It was me, him, the photographer, and the officiant. That's it. No one was there. So my daughter wasn't there. My mom wasn't there. Nobody. But, there were some mixed feelings there. So that's what you have to be prepared for if you have a lot of family members or friends that are close to you and you do something like this. So that is the con. Now, I will say, if your family does not let you elope, one thing you can do is have a small wedding. Do something really small. You can rent a small chapel, or if you go to a certain church and they'll let you rent their chapels, that's totally fine. You can do it. You don't have to be very pricey. Your family, you can all chip in and be creative and crafty and do a lot of the centerpieces and stuff yourself, or you can just find a hall that will do everything, You have to kind of shop around. If you really want great deals, you're going to have to shop around. I will give you all an app that I use. Initially, it was Wedding Wire. It's a really neat app. It gives you all types of options for venues and everything. Or I've known people also to go and elope in a destination wedding and then come back and do a reception for the family and friends. That is also another great option if you want to do that. That would save you money so you don't spend on a wedding and reception. So those are just different options if the family's having a little bit of an issue not sharing that special day with you. So as far as options for eloping, I'll go ahead and, given that I already talked about destinations a second ago, that is an option. You and your spouse can do something as simple as flying off to anywhere in the US, anywhere in another country, anywhere in Europe, the Bahamas, wherever you want to go, wherever you have a dream of going or love to go. If you have a special place, go. You can get married on cruise ships. I've seen weddings because I've been on several cruises. So if you do a destination wedding, it's good to get someone who knows a lot about traveling. So you can get a travel agent if you don't really know a lot about traveling, and they can kind of help set everything up for you on the destination spots. Or you can just get someone who does weddings, and a lot of times they will have, you know, contacts and stuff like that can, you know, help you with setting up stuff overseas. Another option to eloping, which is everyone here should probably, it should go through your mind, but it is Vegas, baby. I did think about Vegas. I really did. But the thing is, we did it on spring break. So basically, Vegas was a little more expensive than it normally is. So we felt that that wasn't the greatest option for us. We wanted something a little less expensive. Now, and I will say this about Vegas. Vegas does not have the waiting period for their marriage licenses. So basically, you can go get your marriage license in Vegas and then go get married right after you pick it up. So that's why I said earlier in the video, check to see what your state does and if there's a waiting period when you get your marriage license up, you know, until when you can get married. So great option. Vegas is very fun. You have great hotels that are normally not that expensive. You know, there's tons of sightseeing and shows, which is the best. If you ever go to Vegas, you have to go to a show. You have to. But there's just a lot to do in Vegas on the strip, and you don't really have to go off the strip unless you want to. So that's why I say Vegas is a great option, and because it's fun. You get to have your wedding and you get to have fun. Another option is something very simple. If you don't want the big to do, you don't want, you know, to go to a chapel somewhere, you don't want to go, you can actually just have it in your home. That is, or you're in your backyard and you can decorate your backyard. That is simple. That is, it can be elaborate if you want it to be, but if you are looking to save money and not do anything too big, you can do all of that in the comfort of your own home. Another option, of course, which a lot of people do, is a courthouse. If you want to go to a courthouse, that's totally fine. We also did consider the courthouse because I did not want a wedding. We've both been married before, and we just didn't want all that. We didn't want to spend the money. So with the courthouse, I started looking at the different courthouses. You may have some in your state or your country or whatever that are absolutely beautiful and historic looking. That is totally cool. But once I started looking at pictures, I was like, I don't really want to get married in a courthouse. I thought I did. I thought it was a nice cheap option, but I didn't want to do that. If you do, it's quick. You just have to call the courthouse, see when the Justice of Peace is available, and schedule an appointment, and you go and you get married. So it should be nice and simple. Okay, so I wanted to kind of show you, and this is like the last option if you don't really want to spend a whole lot of money and you want to elope. This is what me and my husband decided to do. We actually, and I talked to a friend who actually gave me this idea. Thank you, girl. And because she knows I didn't want to spend the money. So what we did, and we spent under $500. Let me repeat that. On the wedding, we spent under $500. We spent $200 on our officiant. So if you have someone you know that'll marry you, that'll do it for free as your wedding gift, that's even better. And then we spent $150 on the photographer because you do want to commemorate the moment. And we spent $75 or so on the marriage license. That is all. So what we did, if you have any special place, like we did in a public park, and we tried to choose a weekday during the morning because there won't be tons of people there. But we did it at a park. The park we picked had a gazebo, it had a little pond, it had a bridge. It was perfect. Was barely anybody there. And you know, of course, people will stop to see, but who cares? But literally, it's free. You go walk in a park, you go stand where you want to stand, whether it's under a big, beautiful tree or near a fountain or on the gazebo, whatever. Because the ceremony literally is like 8 to 10 minutes. It's not long at all for the officiant to do the ceremony. So basically, we did that. And the photographer was a friend of my brother's, so she charged us $150. And he wore a suit that he had. I wore a dress that I already had. So no money was spent. The only money that I spent, I got my nails done. So I did spend money on my nails. I did my own hair. I did my own makeup, all that. You can elope on a beach. It's so many places that you can elope and do it like for free. But because all you really have to do is go have the officiant meet you at a spot, and your photographer set up and then do it. So that is exactly what we did. So just think of free options. If you want to elope and you don't want to spend a whole lot of money, think of the different options and where you can elope and do it for free. I hope you enjoyed this video and maybe got a couple of ideas from it, especially if you're looking to find a venue or do something that's not going to cost you anything like we did. So again, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. Let me know what you did. If you eloped, let me know how you did it in the comments box below. I would love to know how you eloped. So thank you for watching my video, and I will see you in the next one.